Good morning, students. Let us recall and understand the another topic from the bridge course of class 9, subject science. The topic is ecosystem. What is ecosystem? What are different types of ecosystem? And the biome, what are different types of biomes? And what are the factors which are responsible for diminishment of the ecosystem? The various human activities are responsible for diminishment of ecosystem. That we are going to recall and understand today. Okay, let us start today with our PowerPoint presentation.
Ecosystem. What is ecosystem? Let us study. World around us is made up of living and non-living factors. Living factors are called biotic factors. If you see the examples of biotic factors, they are plants, animals, microorganisms. And the non-living factors are called abiotic factors. The abiotic factors are example, air, water, soil, sunlight, temperature, and humidity. There is always interaction between biotic and abiotic factors. So let us see the definition of an ecosystem. Group of living organisms that live in and interact with each other in a specific environment is called an ecosystem. Here you find a picture which is showing the interaction between biotic and abiotic factors. Now you find here various abiotic factors are shown. Now these abiotic factors are consumed by plants either for the process of photosynthesis or for the process of their growth, and in turn they prepare their food by process of photosynthesis. These plants are called primary producers, and we find here that these plants prepare their own food with the help of photosynthesis process. These plants are in turn consumed by the primary consumers, that is, we call herbivores. Herbivores are in turn consumed by secondary consumers and tertiary consumers. That is, they are either called secondary consumers, carnivores, or we also call them secondary consumers. Then we find these secondary consumers, producers, are in turn decomposers, are acted by decomposers. These decomposers decompose the bodies of plants and animals. Who are these decomposers? They are either fungi, bacteria, and they decompose the body. But we find that during all these processes, at every step, energy is lost in form of heat at each and every step. So this process or this picture shows the interaction between living, that is biotic, and abiotic factors. Both factors are totally dependent on each other. Let us see what are biomes. Earth itself is a vast ecosystem. Large ecosystems are called biomes. Biomes contain many small ecosystems. The two types of biomes that are found on Earth are land biomes and aquatic biomes. Land biomes. Ecosystems are existing on land are called land biomes. Example, grassland, evergreen forest, deserts, iceland ecosystem, tropical rainforest, etc. Grassland ecosystem. Let us study some characteristics of grassland ecosystem. Rainfall is not enough in this ecosystem to grow big trees, and hence vast growth of grass is found. Animals like goat, sheep, giraffe, zebra, deer, tiger, lion are found in this ecosystem. Various birds, insects, microbes are also found in this ecosystem. Here in this picture, you can find this is the picture of the grassland ecosystem. Now here we are going to again study some of the examples of the food chain of grassland ecosystem. We find here the first point I mentioned is producer, primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer and decomposer. Now the same food chain if we go through, first example I have mentioned is grass, which is a producer, cow is a primary consumer, wolf is a secondary consumer, tertiary consumer, and we find at last you find asparagus, which is a decomposer. In second example, the producer is buffalo grass, primary consumer is bison, secondary consumer is jackal, tertiary consumer is vulture, and again decomposer is asparagus. So in this case we find the primary consumer is bison. In third example we find producer is ryegrass, primary consumer is grasshopper, secondary consumer is bird, tertiary consumer is kite, and the insect larvae are decomposers. Next type of the ecosystem that we'll study is evergreen forest ecosystem. Now in this case, if you see certain examples, again the same criteria of the food chain, we find here in evergreen forest ecosystem, that is teak, it is a teak, we can say a plant, it is a producer, grasshopper is a primary consumer, lizard is secondary consumer, tiger is tertiary consumer, and asparagus is again decomposer. In second example we find the producer is sandalwood, primary consumers are ants, secondary consumers are birds, tertiary consumer is cheetah, and again decomposers are asparagus. While in third example, sal is a plant which is a producer, squirrel is a primary consumer, fox secondary consumer, tiger tertiary consumer, and fungi in general we can say is decomposer. This is the picture of evergreen forest ecosystem where you find the big trees are there which are evergreen, and this is type of the ecosystem which is called evergreen forest ecosystem. Now this picture shows us the ecosystem which is aquatic ecosystem. Let us see some more examples of aquatic ecosystem. Again the food chain if you observe we find hydrilla, an aquatic plant, is a producer, snail primary consumer, small fish secondary consumer, and here we find the large fish is tertiary consumer and fungi are decomposers. While in second example we find acornia is primary consumer, acornia is a producer. Further we find aquatic insects are primary consumer, frog is secondary consumer, crocodile is tertiary consumer, and bacteria are decomposers. Third example, phytoplanktons are producers, krill primary consumer, whale secondary consumer, shark tertiary consumer, and fungi in general are decomposers. This is the examples of we find aquatic ecosystem. Now here you find one of the ecosystem which is completely devastated by the human activities. So I think you have recognized it is an aquatic ecosystem, one of the aquatic ecosystem which is completely destroyed by human activities. Now let us see what factors are responsible for diminishment of ecosystem. Actually, ecosystems are getting destroyed due to excessive human interference in them. Various human activities are responsible for destroying the natural ecosystem. The various factors that are responsible can be listed out are increased population, urbanization, industrialization, increased traffic and tourism, construction of dams and walls. These are the various factors which are responsible for destroying the natural ecosystem. Thank you.